Alright, morning everyone. It's going to be a nice day today, so I think what we're going to do, a bit earlier than what I thought we were going to do it, is it's only 20 degrees too, is the brake lines and brake fluid on the Z. Might as well do it, I've got nothing else to do today, so I've got everything here ready to go, so apart from the brake fluid, I'm going to have to go and get I don't know what I'm going to get. I was going to get some red line brake fluid. Can't get it locally. $50 for half a litre, something like that. I'd have to order it, and it's not going to come today, obviously. So I'm just going to go down to the shop and see what I can get that's somewhere around the 300-degree boiling point. Penrite make one, an extra 10/10 Penrite kind of thing. They have it. So I've just got to find that in the shop, and that'll do me. It's not a racing car, it's just a high performance street car. You're never gonna get brake fade. I'm never gonna race it around a track that I'm ever gonna get brake fade out. If I do that, I've got the wrong car, because that is it's not a track car. So anyway, this will just give it a bit more better brake feel. If you don't know, changing the so these are I don't know if they're a Teflon or a polypropylene pipe, steel braided, and then it's got plastic on the outside as well, which is pretty good. Keep it all. It's a stainless steel braid. So all it does is when you put your foot on the brake, it doesn't allow. If this was rubber, like the standard ones are rubber, the rubber can expand under pressure. They're probably not doing it now because they're only a year old. But in a couple years' time, when the rubber starts getting a bit older, that's what happens, is they start to expand. So instead of that force going to the brake, it's easier to expand the rubber pipe. So this stops that. And around the whole car would be, I wouldn't say, it might be stainless, I don't know what they've used, but it'll be stainless hardline wherever they can. And then these are the links. Obviously your tyre goes up and down with the suspension, so it can't have a hard line, so it has to have a flexi line, and that's why they use rubber. But changing it to this will then make it feel like it's got a hard line from master cylinder to caliper. Yeah, so two fronts, two rears. Oh, actually I don't. I assume they're the rears because they're shorter. Because the rear only goes up and down, whereas the fronts are longer because they go up and down and left and right when you're turning. So I assume they're fronts, I assume they're rears, I don't know. We'll find out when we take the old ones off. We'll just see which one is the same and go from there. You got your banjo bolt, I suppose it is, and I just noticed that actually. See how it's got a little cutout in the head of the bolt? That normally means that it is reverse thread. Have they all got that? Yes, they do all have that. That's strange. Okay, let me get another bolt. Normally that's a plumbing kind of thing, but no, they're not reverse thread. I don't know what's going on there. They're exactly the same as that little one. They're on the lean, going that way, going downwards. So the higher thread is on the right on both of these, and the lower thread is on the left. So yeah, they're not. But yeah, normally that's what that means, is that they're reverse thread. But anyway, doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to take dogs for a walk. And then when we get home, we'll the shop's not open yet. It's a little bit early on the weekend, so we'll have to just wait until the shop opens. I want to go and get the brake fluid before. Actually, I might jack the car up. Another reason I'm doing this is I just changed all the fittings on my car ramp from poppet fittings, I think they were called. They had like a little triangle V kind of thing sticking out. They leaked all the time. I've just changed them all to flat face, so I haven't used it yet. So that was another reason I want to do this, is kind of try out those flat face fittings on the car lift. So all good. And I actually, when I put all that back together, even though I lost a fair bit of oil from the lines and things like that, I've still got enough oil in there, so I haven't had to top it up, so that's good. But anyway, so yeah, I might even just get the car up in the air and and try out the lift, and then by that time the shops will be open and we'll be good to go. So we'll see you in the garage. Alright, so car's up. I've taken the pressure, so all the weight of the car is on the mechanical lock now. So let's give these a shot. I've got a rag just in case. We'll see what happens. So these ones spring apart on their own, so I should only have to... Oh wow, it's not even oily. Oh, a little bit, just a tiny film of oil. That's pretty cool. Alright, so put the cap on and we'll just leave it here. When you bring the car down, you just got to make sure that you don't bring it down on the hose, or on this fitting would probably be even worse. So we'll put them over there. Let's go and do the other one. Just chance it. No rag. Oh, okay, so this is spun. So there's a lock there. There we go. Not one. Let's have a look. So clean part of the rag. There we go. That's all. Two little tiny little drops, and I've jacked the car up. Plus we bled them as well. So it went up and down 5-6 times. Plus it jacked the car up once, and there's no puddle here, which is what it was doing before. So very good. Just for testing's sake, let's unplug. I don't normally unplug these until I've finished the job. Let's just take them off anyway. Same thing. Yeah, pretty cool. Awesome. Very happy with that. So same deal. Clean part of the rag. And you got next to nothing. One little ring of oil there. Yep. So that's very good. So we'll cap them just for while we're working on the car. I haven't gone to the shop yet. It's about to happen now. Come back with some brake fluid. So I'll see you then. And I absolutely jagged that. There'd be 10-15 mil, I reckon, between the bumper and the door. I remember from last time, if I line the brick paving line out there up with this, because this lift, when it lifts, it goes up and forward. So if I was to have the car on the ground in this position, it would go forward another 300 mil or so, which will leave you not too much room over there. So you've got to have it hanging out the door a bit if you want to be able to bring the door down, to lift it and go forward, so that way when you bring the door down. And yeah, I didn't plan it that way. It was an absolute fluke. Off to the shops, back soon. Okay, I've done one front one, so it's not hard, but I had to go and look at YouTube to see how you do it, because there was a bit of an assembly here that you'd actually take off. I thought you just replaced that rubber hose, but you're actually replacing some solid line as well. So we'll go and do the other side now. So I've got it sus now. You guys definitely aren't going to be able to see much, but I'll kind of explain it as I go. That's about as best view. Oh, actually, you probably want to see from this side. I'll just do one front and one back together. So use these things to take off the I don't know what they're called, retaining tabs. Those things, keep them. Yeah, keep both of them, because you're going to be using both of them, reusing both of them. Like that. Then, make sure that's under. Catch all the fluid. Undo. It's a 10 mil up the top here. And it's reverse thread. That one. And then you don't have to undo any of this. I did it last time, but you don't have to. Undo this one. That's a reverse thread as well. That's it. Catch whatever falls, like that, like that. This should come out. Should come out, but it's not. Oh yeah, like that. And then same deal with that. So that's that taken care of. That's the old one. Now the new one goes kind of, you want to do the bottom first because otherwise you're leaking all over yourself. So I've got the bolts up here. So you got the bolt, one washer, then that, then another washer, and then put that on. Don't feel bad if you can't see much because I can't either. I'm just going by feel. You can see the top end of the washer. So you definitely want to make sure that's clean before you put it on. If you drop it. Go. Have another shot. Whoop, she's off again. Just finger tight for now, and then just make sure everything's gonna fit like that, and then you can kind of hook it all up now, and that'll stop the dripping. So yeah, remember it's a reverse thread, and you've got to get that angle spot on. There you go. So that's it. Now just nip up the bottom because otherwise you're going to start dripping out the bottom. That's a 14mm, I think. Oh man, this is really awkward, especially this side. I'm right-handed, but you're not here for very long, so it's okay. It's literally 5 minutes, fairly tight. There is a torque spec, 14 Newton meters, but I'm not even going to bother, it's just tight. And then just make sure actually loosen it. And I want this hose to come directly 90 degrees. And then you just need a hammer and get these things back ready to go. Like that. And then lift it up. And that should stop the leak. We've got one more retainer nut to go. I'm rushing a little bit because I'm losing oil here. Not that I'm worried about losing oil, it's just it's getting everywhere. It's making an absolute mess. Okay, that's tight. Clean all the tools down. Clean up this little area here. Like that. Back of the caliper. Clean up the line. Clean up the connection. Not just for being clean, but if there's a leak later on, like when we pressurise the system to re-bleed it, at least you know it's something's not right. It's not just leftover. And then we'll get this thing, and they kind of fit in nice like that. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say it's as simple as that, but anyway, we're done. So all nice and clean, tight down there, clip here, and clip and tight there. So yeah, that's all we can do. So I'm just going to double check everything. We'll move on to the rears. I'll do one rear and then I'll get back onto you for the next one. Okay, and that's what you're going to end up with the rear. It's a lot less frustrating, this one. You actually lose a whole bracket. There's a bracket with two 12mm bolts holding it on that holds the old assembly on. You lose all that, and then it's just the banjo to that, and that's it. So we'll go over and do this one. Yeah, it didn't make as much mess and didn't take as long. And there's only like 10 swear words on this one. The fronts are about 15-20. Alright. So hopefully you can see there. Might end up kicking that camera where it is, but we'll see. So I've got the new stuff here. Yeah, 12mm on the back here. It's just not a lot of room. They don't leave you. It's definitely not like the Tirana used to be. The Tirana was, you could get in the engine bay and change the spark plugs if you wanted to. There was so much room in that. So yeah, you don't need these bolts anymore because that bracket doesn't go back on. It's a funny system they got here actually. It's not just one. They've made it way more complex than what it actually needs to be. I'm sure they know better, but to me it doesn't make sense to have a. What do they got? So they got a rubber line to go to this block that the bracket holds, and then a solid line to go from. Once you've added that rubber line, it doesn't matter where it is along the system, you're going to get brake fade. But anyway, so we don't need that anymore. And then it's really just a 10mm. 10mm to loosen. So before you take those tabs out, you just loosen. Pretty sure they're reverse threaded, eh? No, see this one's, that's weird. This one isn't. Alright. As soon as you crack them, there's fluid coming out, so it's making a mess, like instantly. Just got to deal with that, I suppose. And then same deal, I'll just loosen that. I used a hammer on the last one. You kind of don't want to lever it off the actual fitting. Just grab it and pull it back, and that's it. And that's all you need to do. There's only one on the rears. 10mm again for the bottom. Oh wow. Yeah, this whole system, I don't know what they've done here. Very strange setup. I'll show you when I take it off. It must just be to keep the rubber hose further away from the caliper, but I mean it's on the rears. The rears aren't going to get anywhere near as hot as the front, and it's not a racing car. I don't see the point. There we go. So that hard line stays there. This comes out. So that's so they've got rubber up to where the chassis is, to that block, which then bolts to that bracket, and then that goes into the caliper. I don't get it. Anyway, I don't have to get it. We'll just clean that bracket up because there's a little bit of sand and stuff there, so we don't want that definitely not entering the system. Give that a clean up. It's just going to drip out on its own now. And then we'll get the new bit. So it goes in that way, and you got bolt washer banjo washer, like that. Do the bottom first, because otherwise if you connect the top, then you're dealing with leakage coming out of the bottom. So you know that. Really tight, because it breaks. I don't want them to not break. And same with this. That's it. Really, you want to really crush those copper washers. Okay. Wow. And that's it. So you got a nice. Let's get this. That rag's toast. Let's give it a bit of a clean up, just so we can see that if there is any liquid after we've cleaned it, we know that we haven't tightened something. I've triple checked everything. As long as it's all sitting right. That's the main thing now. But what I'll do is I'll pressure. I'm going to go clean up a bit, because I'm going to have a shower after this. That's how bad it is. I'm going to have to wash my hands and clean all the tools down first. I've just got an oily residue everywhere. Clean the floor up, and then we'll get on to brake bleeding. I've already got. So the brake fluid I ended up getting was this stuff. Newline brake fluid, goes up to 280 degrees, $14 a bottle. The one I was looking at was the Newline Penrite 10/10, goes up to 300 degrees, so only an extra 20 degrees more, and that was $45 a bottle. I got all three of these for the cost of one bottle. So yeah, we're good to go. That's the kit I was talking about for your brake master cylinder. I've already got the right one on there, and I've got a litre, 2 bottles in here ready to go. But I'll clean up first, and then we'll get back onto that. So I've cleaned everything up. I cleaned under the car, so there's no drops of any brake fluid. So from now on, if there's drops of brake fluid, and I haven't cracked the bleed nipple, then we know we've got a leak somewhere. But I've had it at 10 psi. You can see there, I've had it at 10 psi for about 5-10 minutes. So, and it hasn't dropped any pressure. So I think we're good to go. So first things first, you want to do the outer. All 4 of these calipers have bleed nipples, one on the inner, one on the outer. So you want to do the outers first. I've never done. I've just lost the bloody cat. I'll find it. I'll get back to you. This might get a bit difficult to film, but you'll get the idea. So it's literally just like that. Crack the bleed nipple, and you'll see the stuff flowing. You can get a bit more like that. And you can hear it dropping into the bottle, and you pretty much just want to go until there's no more bubbles, and that's it. The brake fluid in this car is only a year, not even a year old, so I don't have to take too much out. It's not like I'm bleeding the whole line. I'm just getting rid of the bubbles from kind of there to there to the caliper. So yeah, that's all you got to do. So pretty much we'll lock that off now, and then do the one at the back here. There's another bleed nipple around the back. So you do the outer, then the inner, and that's it. So I'll get back to you when I'm doing the last one. Alright, we're done. Just got back from test drive, just went around the block, just double checked everything, came back, re-torqued all the wheels, so we're all sweet there. No leaks. I left that brake bleeder pumped up to about 10-12 psi. Like a needle width above 10 psi. While I packed everything up, I was in the garage, in the shed. I degreased all the tools and all the original brake lines that came off, because I'll keep them, they'll go in that box. But I didn't want to put them away all oily, so degreased all the lines, cleaned all that up, put the toolbox away, cleaned everything up here, put this car back in, and then, and then we went and checked again, and it still had bang on a needle width above 10 psi, so there's no leaks in the system, so we're good there. Yeah, and then took it out, put all the jacks are back under there. Those flat face fittings, I know they're expensive, but 100% well worth it. Very happy with them. Not even a drop of oil. You get a smear of oil on the inner face of it, and that's it. You saw what came on that rag. That's absolutely nothing. So yeah, you're not wasting any oil. Not that I care if it used a little bit of oil, but it was the mess that it made. It was just it made more mess than the car. Not today though, because that was messy. There was I hate brake fluid. It's like a really thin oil, and it just gets absolutely everywhere. Even when you wipe it down with a rag, it's still oily. I hate it. It is really hot. It's like 35 degrees today, and it's like ultra humid. So everything's just stuck to me. So I'm going to jump in the shower and just smarten up a bit. But plus I got oil all over my face, where I've been wiping sweat off my face, and my hands are all oily. So yeah, all good. But yeah, like I said, everything's torqued up, all done. This torque wrench is pretty good. Works well. And that's about it. So yeah, win for the brakes. Win for the flat face fittings that we did last week or whatever it was. Number one there. Jack's going really well. Everything's working out. So I only just washed this thing the other day, so that got a bit of a nice wash and wax on the outside. This hasn't been done for a while, but I haven't driven it really a lot. We've got a cruise coming up on the weekend with the Z Car Club. Well, it's not official. It's just a Facebook thing. But we're going to do a nice run, probably a couple hour run. So I may just leave it. It's clean enough. So I may just leave it because it's going to get. I don't want to wash it and then go on the run, and then have to come home and then it's full of bugs all over it. So I think I might just leave it as it. It's clean enough, and then just wash it when I come back from this Z run. It's all through, not through the bush, but it's the normal bin dune run that I've done before with you guys in the car. So it is a bit of bush driving. You're definitely going to get bugs on the car. So yeah, rather than wash it and then get it dirty within like 2 hours, and then have to wash it again, because I don't like leaving the bug stains on the car. It's no good for it. So yeah, I think it'll be leave it as is. It's got a few sweat marks and stuff over it from me, especially on the wheel arches where I've hit my head trying to stick my head in the wheel arches, doing the brakes just then. But I think yeah, we'll leave it, let it get dirty over that cruise, and then give it a nice wash, and probably due for a top up with bead machine as well, because I haven't done that in a couple months. So yeah, probably do that as well. But anyway, until then, I don't know what videos are coming up. Like I said, this one wasn't really meant to happen, but I just had a day of doing absolutely nothing, so thought I might as well do that. Plus, I didn't want to let those brake lines sit for too long, just in case they didn't fit or for whatever reason. It's just harder to get a refund like 4 months after you've bought them, and then you've got the car up in the air and you realise they don't fit, and you know you've had them for 4 months, and then they go, well, you've had them for 4 months, you know. So no, it was good to get them on. All went in pretty easy. Once you watch a YouTube video on, especially the rears, because the rears have got that funny setup with the block and the bracket and all that jazz. Just didn't really make sense to me, because there was a hard line, and I thought you'd probably leave that hard line, but you don't. You get rid of the whole thing and change it. So the pedal definitely feels a bit, I wouldn't say it feels different, it doesn't feel worse. It just, you've got to get used to it again now. I suppose changing that will change your pedal feel. It's not as, it's probably more linear. Before it was a bit spongy, and then you get to a certain point and it really locks in. Now it's locks in from the get-go. I don't know if that's meant to have that kind of effect, I'm not sure, or it might be the fluid, maybe because it's a different fluid, I'm not sure. Definitely takes a little bit of getting used to. Just feels different. It's not any better or worse, it's just different. So yeah, we'll go from there. But I got on it a bit, and yeah, the ABS kicks in, so we're getting enough pressure for sure. So yeah, should be good. I'm not even sure. I don't even want to put my helmet on to try out because I'm so sweaty. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is sit my seat up a bit, because if I move the base of the seat forward, it goes up in height, which makes it worse because I'm hitting my helmet on the roof. So I think I need to leave the base of the seat where it is, and then bring the seat forward, which is, you're going to sit more upright, and I hate sitting more upright because I've got a gut, so it doesn't work. But doing that will give me more headroom, and I should be able to fit my helmet in. So if I can sit comfortably, then we'll definitely go on this track day. The car's ready to go now, so all good. It's got new brake fluid, new brake lines. I'm not changing the pads. The pads are good enough for what we're going to do. What else was there? We got K&N filters. It's just had a service, so yeah, we're all good to go. And this is happening in like 2 months' time, so yeah, would be not a problem. So anyway, we'll see you on the next video. Like I was just saying before, I don't know what's coming up. Anything could come up, considering this thing just popped out of the air doing this. So yeah, anything could pop up, but I'll have nothing on the horizon just yet. So we'll see you on the next surprise. Catch you later.